in Italy was where Monday Night Raw was being held. The same place where WWE Clash in Italy was being held. And the reviews on the channel, so go check that out. But we see Jimmy and Jay and Roman appear backstage and come out. And immediately, Roman Reigns didn't even say a single word, and the Italian crowd was absolutely losing their absolute minds. They were losing their bananas. They were just singing Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. They were singing There's Only One Tribal Chief. They were absolutely acknowledging Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns, and they even had a picture of him as Julius Caesar. This is the ultimate type of glaze that anyone wishes they could have. And Roman kicks off by saying that there's no day like Acknowledgement Day. And Jay says it's Jacob's first day on the job and he's already late. And Roman says, let's get this. Then eventually, Jacob Fatu comes out and Roman says, let's get this over with. And Jay says, Jacob better hurry this up. And Jacob says he knew what he signed up for and he lost. Then he told Jay that he needs to shut up because he didn't lose to him, only to Roman. Then Jacob Fatu acknowledged Roman Reigns and acknowledged him, and Roman gave him a hug, and the three of the members raised the ones to the sky, and then Jacob Fatu raised his one to the sky. So Bloodline has officially have 4 members again, and this time with the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. So Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and now Jacob Fatu are all locked in and protecting the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm glad to see the Bloodline back in order. And let's see what can happen out this. Also, here are the Queen and King of the Ring tournaments. My question is, why in the world is the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan in this? Can you explain to me why Liv Morgan is in the Queen of the Ring tournament when she is the world champion? Can you please explain that? Can you? I don't think you can. And here's for the men's King of the Ring tournament, where we did see Penta, Oba, Solo, and Medlo. I don't really got too much to blame with this, honestly. I think the men's ones looks way better. But it was time for the King of the Ring tournament, where we saw Penta, Solo, and Oba, who is still selling the injured arm. But immediately, Carmelo Hayes tried to go after Oba. Oba Femi takes them all out, continues his entrance, and then immediately the rest of the guys jump Oba Femi until Oba hits a European uppercut, until Solo blocked, ran into him. And that did not faze Oba one bit, and he was like, whoa, what the hell is this? And he immediately got slapped in the chest. Then, as Solo and Oba were dealing with each other, we see Penta deliver an enziguri to the head. Then, we see Carmelo hits an enziguri to the back of Penta's head. Fade away. Then, super kick. Big super kick. Then, Tala and Oba staring at each other. Then we see Oba go in the ring, gets double super kick. Then, double choke slam from Oba. Then Penta gets hit with a big booty butt to the face. Oh my god, this is a terrible image. I'm sorry, Solo. Oh, but Solo gets taken out by Oba. Then Oba gets hit with a super kick as he was trying to go for a double choke slam on Mello and Penta. Then the first 48, big super kick, and Oba goes flying straight into the LED ring post, and Solo, Tala, clothesline, or Irish whipped Oba straight into the LED ring post a couple times, and a big boot, and having Oba fall over. Then big dot to the outside by Penta, big dot to the outside by Mello. Then Mello gets hit with a big clothesline, super kick, big clothesline, Dirty Diana, big Penta driver for the 1-2. Ooh. Then all of a sudden we see Oba rise from the ashes, take out Tala, take out Mello, take out Penta, sends Tala flying across the announce table, sends Solo across the ring from the fall from grace. 1, 2, 3. Obafemi advances in the King of the Ring tournament. So congratulations to Obafemi. And Obafemi had some words for Brock Lesnar. And he said Brock Lesnar's a coward, and when he wins the King of the Ring, he will see Brock down the line. So this could either mean a couple of things. One, Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, SummerSlam. Or Brock Lesnar does not appear at SummerSlam. Obafemi has a SummerSlam World Championship match, wins the title from whoever champion he challenges, and then we have Brock versus Oba for the world title. That's my prediction. And this is the correct King of the Ring tournament. It was then Sol Ruca came out, and she said that Becky Lynch did not want the match at Clash in Italy, but she did it anyway, and applauds her for that. Sol said that she will be a fighting champion because the crowd deserves it, and everyone in the WWE Universe deserves it. Then we see a little recap of what happened after the show in Clash in Italy, and we see Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes stare off. And all I'm telling you, WWE, is please feed the trilogy match in my veins. I need Roman versus Cody Part 3. Then we see Roman talking to Jay, where Roman says that Jay has held the World Heavyweight Championship before, but he's never had a shot at the other one. So he wants Jay to go fight for it in the King of the Ring tournament and try to win it at SummerSlam. And he told Jimmy to stay back because Jay needs to do it on his own. So maybe some bloodline friction here. But it was time for a tag team match where we had Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee take on Rusev and Ethan Page. And Rusev was just stomping out Dragon Lee in the corner and just smushing his face against the ropes. Then Ethan Page got hit with a German big super kick. Then, as Dragon Lee was about to tag in Rey Mysterio got pulled from the apron by Ethan Page. And then Dragon Lee just got destroyed by Rusev. But Dragon Lee hit a super kick, then finally got to tag in on Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio sent Ethan Page flying, hit him in the side of the face, West Coast pop, big crossbody, even sent Rusev to the outside. Was about to hit a 619 on Ethan Page, but Rusev pulls Rey Mysterio out. Then we see Dragon Lee hit a big super kick. Then we see Ethan Page push Rey Mysterio into Dragon Lee. Ethan Page locks in the walls of Jericho. Then Rey Mysterio sends Rusev into Ethan Page. Big dive to Rusev. Big 619 Splash, the 1-2-3, and Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee win the match. Then we see LA Knight walk up to Adam Pearce, and LA Knight asks if Adam Pearce is Usi and wants Roman Reigns to make him an honorary Us and to be part of the family. Because Knight said that Adam Pearce is giving Roman Reigns special treatment, and Adam Pearce said that Roman is the world champion, and whatever him and the world champion discusses between them, and he does not want the bloodline back together, and is actually trying to stop any blood from spilling. And then, as LA Knight catches Adam Pearce pointing at him, he points it up in the air and says, "Oh, okay, I see what you're doing." So I think LA Knight may or may not be a little bit delusional, because if he thought this meant ones to the sky, he might be a little slow. Because no, that's not a one to the sky. That's more like a pointing finger. And also, who puts up the one like a L? Unless your name is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Remember when The Rock did that a couple years ago? He did the L thing. That never I don't think that. I think that was supposed to be something, but they never actually ended up being something. I think it just flopped. It just flopped. Bro, imagine if we had WWE Unreal during 2024, where Cody and stuff. Imagine that. That would be actually crazy, bro. If we had that, that would be crazy. Then it was time for the Queen of the Ring tournament, where you had Io Sky, Julia, who, by the way, Julia finally got a pop. Maybe it's because she was in her home country of Italy. But immediately the girls go straight after Lash Legend. Then Lash Legend has Julia in a holding position, but then gets missile drop kicked out of nowhere. Then we see Roxy hit Io in the back a couple of times. Then Julia has a guillotine on Lash Legend. Big missile drop kick, flatliner combination. Then we see another thing, and Roxanne Perez sends Julia into Lash Legend. And then, okay, no. Io Sky hits a drop kick, missile drop kick, double bullet train, then gets put in the sleeper hold by Lash Legend. Io Sky hits the rolling stomps, big Ribadurchi, DDT, Russian leg sweep combo, big knees to the back, then that super epic powerbomb that I feel like is in every multi-woman match. Then last extension, big coup de grace to the back, over the moon moonsault for the 1, 2, 3, and Io Sky advances in the tournament. So congratulations to Io Sky to advancing in the Queen of the Ring tournament. So congratulations. Now I'm looking at this. I kind of want JC Jane to go to the front here. Have Io Sky, JC Jane. That'd be pretty good. Oh my god, that'd be pretty good. No, so you know what? If WWE knew what they were doing, if WWE knew what they were doing, they should have had Julia versus Kiana James right here. See, that's perfect. Except no, oh my god! You know what? See, what should happen was these should have been fatal 4-way matches. These should have been 1-on-1 matches. Have Julia win this match. Have Kiana win this match. Then bam, they would face each other, right? And then you could have Kiana James beat Julia, have her go on, and then lose where this match would be. Because this is a very short tournament. Which makes sense, I guess, because, because this tournament's going to be over in pretty quick. Because this was because Night of Champions at the end of June. Today's the first day of June. So I'm guessing Friday, we'll find out one of these matches. Monday, one of the matches. Then Friday, probably one of these matches. And then the next Monday after that one would be one of these matches again. And then have the finals at Night of Champions. So I think they're just stretching this out to Night of Champions. But then we see Maxine Dupri. Never mind. Then we see Maxine Dupri ask Adam Pearce why she was in the Queen of the Ring tournament. I mean, it's a valid point. And Adam Pearce was like, "Oh, I had to make a hard decision. I had to pick people who have tried to earn it." But my big question is, Adam Pearce, why put the world champion in the Queen of the Ring tournament? The world champion has no business of being in a tournament that guarantees her another world title shot. That makes no sense. No sense. But then Otis asked Maxine why she's been hanging out with Austin Theory too much, and Maxine got mad and said, "Trust me, guys. You guys need to trust me." And then we see a little Danhausen segment in his history with the New York Knicks, but which, by the way, if you guys are not basketball fans, don't keep up with basketball. Danhausen cursed the New York Knicks, uncursed them, and cursed the Cleveland Cavaliers after his team lost to them. And the Cavaliers' curse did work. And ever since the New York Knicks have got uncursed, they've been pretty dominant, and they haven't lost a game. They have not lost a game since they've been uncursed, and now they're in the NBA Finals. And if the New York Knicks win the NBA Finals, New York City may belong to Danhausen. He may become the new mayor. He just may. And then they just showed a bunch of stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyway, it was time for the main event. We're still Seth Rollins take on Braun Breaker, where Braun Breaker immediately storms Seth Rollins into the corner. Then Seth Rollins tosses Braun Breaker to the outside. Big dodge to the outside. Yeah, I don't know what that is anymore. Anyway, big dodge to the outside, and then Seth Rollins gets thrown into the Italian crowd. Then we see Braun Breaker hit a German suplex, then a big running shoulder tackle out of nowhere. Big reversal from Seth Rollins hitting an inverted DDT. Then we see a terrible senton. Then a big Frankenstein from the top rope. Then as Braun Breaker went for his classic from the apron to the announce table, he got caught with a clothesline from himself. Then Seth Rollins put Braun Breaker on his shoulders, climbed the stairs, and then we see a big superplex into a Falcon Arrow for the 1-2 ooh. Then when Seth Rollins was going for a stomp, he gets hit with a spear out of nowhere. Then as Seth Rollins was in the announce table, Braun Breaker was going for a big spear, but got hit with a pedigree through the announce table. Then another pedigree back in the ring for the 1-2 ooh. And then we see Austin Theory get involved. He gets thrown over the top rope. And then as Braun Breaker's running at Seth Rollins, he just goes through the LED announce thing post. The big clothesline, then stomps to the face. Then all of a sudden, Seth Rollins gets whacked inside at the top of the head by Austin Theory. But then all of a sudden, we see Montez Ford come out of nowhere, going over the LED ring post onto Austin Theory, and then immediately getting speared. Then big spear from Braun Breaker to Seth Rollins for the 1-2 ooh. Stomp! But Paul Heyman puts Braun Breaker's foot on the bottom rope for a 1-2 ooh. Then Seth Rollins was not too happy about that. Goes after Paul Heyman. But Braun Breaker goes for a spear on Seth Rollins through the barricade. Seth Rollins takes a step back. Paul Heyman gets tossed, speared through the barricade. Then, as we see, Braun Breaker comes back in the ring, spears Seth Rollins. But if you did, all of a sudden we see a lifeless body of Braun Breaker laying face first on Seth Rollins' dick. And we were wondering what happened. Well, Seth Rollins had the tag team championship where his race was, and he hit a stomp 1, 2, 3 and wins the match. So smart play by Seth Rollins using the Bret Hart method against Goldberg. So I think I like the strategy Seth Rollins used to defeat Braun Breaker here. I mean, hey, you gotta play smarter, not harder. You know what I'm saying? But Seth Rollins, that was a very smart move you and W play. Like, you know, that's the veteran in Seth Rollins right there. Veteran instinct right there. But that's all I got for today. What do you guys think of Monday Night Raw in Italia? So anyway, have a beautiful rest of the day. See you tomorrow, and bye.